All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Athlete Artist Show. I am the artist, Kyle Forge, alongside the athlete, professional hockey player, Zach Boychuk. No guest this week, but lots going on in the world of sports. McDavid's injured. The Yankees blew a 5-0 lead in Game 5 of the World Series. Chucky, you're on an 11-game win streak right now in Berlin. Let's start with that. You guys are just rolling right now.
Yeah, and it's Movember. Can't forget that.
Yes.
You gonna grow a mo for the bros or what?
I might, maybe. I think our team's doing something like that, so I might have to just get rid of the beard, shave the beard, and keep the mustache. But we'll see. I see
Oh,
you got yours
nice.
going.
Yeah, I cheated a little bit. Started about a week or two ago and just kind of rock and right for November 1st.
Let's go. Are you gonna grow the handlebars too, or keep it clean?
I don't know. We have a break coming up, a vacation. We're going to Malta, so
Okay.
I probably can't get too greasy for the vacation photos, but try and keep it clean.
Nice. Yeah, a few years ago, or more than a few years ago now, but we did a Movember thing, and I did like the just full stash all the way down, and it was like I had like
Handlebar.
handlebar, two chunks on the bottom. It was disgusting. It was
Look like a
nasty.
biker.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was
Those
brutal.
are the best.
Yeah, 11-game win streak. What's the schedule like coming up? You guys have a mix of the second round of Champions League starts this month. Actually, it's November now.
Yep, that starts pretty soon. We get like a week off now, and then the following week we go to Sheffield to the UK. So yeah, I mean, 11 games in our German league is pretty crazy. I think that's probably the longest streak I've been on since I've been here. But yeah, we just keep finding ways to win. We were up 3-0 last night, and then should have been 4-0, kind of a questionable goal called back. Like the other team had 7 shots after 2 periods, so we were just dominating the game. And then all of a sudden, we just stopped playing. They put it to 3-2 and almost scored with the last like minute or two left. So
Jeez.
squeaked it out, but we've just been on a roll finding ways to win.
Damn, that's unreal. That's good for you guys. Gives a lot of confidence probably going into Champions League too. You guys are dominating
Yeah,
your own league and then having to play these other teams from elsewhere in Europe and second round too. So the competition is probably gonna take a step up, eh?
yeah, for sure. We got the top 16 in the CHL, so no matter what, you're going to play against a good team. And kind of a fun draw against Sheffield for guys that are from there. We're excited to go there, but they're lighting it up in their league too, so it's not going to be an easy 2 games.
If you guys get past Sheffield, who are the potentials that you play next?
Yeah, it'll all like reseed to the
Oh, okay.
8 teams. So I think we're right now we were like eighth seed or something, seventh seed, something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know if we'll get home ice advantage for the next round, but if enough upsets happen, maybe we will.
So it gets reseeded every round. It's not like a bracket, just a bracket once it hits 16.
No, it's
Okay.
reseeded. So actually, I might be wrong on that. I think there is a bracket floating around. So we might actually know which team we're playing. I did see that we might end up playing Straubing or Bremerhaven and another German team. So
Okay.
that'd be kind of cool to be in the quarterfinals against them and kind of guarantee a German team making it into the semis. But a lot can happen. There's a lot of teams left still. So, but yeah, I think you're right. There is a bracket.
How did another German team get in? I thought it was just the winners from each league.
It's the top 3 teams from each league. There's
Oh,
some leagues that are only allowed like one, like the Sheffield team. There's only one team from the UK. There's usually only one team from Poland, one team. So like the weaker leagues, usually but the stronger leagues get 3, and if you won Champions League, you also get an automatic entry into Champions League.
gotcha. Maybe I'm just used to you guys winning every year. Every time you've gone to Champions League, you guys won the league, so that's probably what had it in my head.
Yeah, that could be it.
Other hockey news: McDavid down with an injury could be a few weeks. That's tough for the Oilers. At least it's not season ending, which is lucky. I mean, he's had a. I mean, you remember his rookie season, missed half the year with a broken collarbone. which kind of fleeced him for the Calder that year, even though I think he still should have got it. But yeah, tough news for the Oilers. They've been struggling enough as it is, and now the best player in the world goes down. It's got to be a tough dent to the team.
But they won 5-1 last night. Draisaitl picked up his game and had a big night. So we'll
True.
see if guys are maybe not relying as much on McDavid. And not good for my hockey pool. I have McDavid in my
Yeah,
hockey pool, but I'm sure a lot of people do. But yeah, not good for the Oilers. Maybe the rest of the team will pick up their socks.
that's the first thing I saw that people were worried about was their pools, their fantasy.
The fantasy team. Oh no. He hasn't been good anyways. Like it would have been better off picking Kucherov or McKinnon or Makar first overall even.
Makar's always a safe pick, I think. He's been having a
Oh,
good year so far.
yeah, he's been unreal. And the Avs aren't even doing good. It's just him and Nate like carrying that team.
Yeah. I feel like
But
that's usually how it is with them though. I
yeah, they've had a
mean,
lot of injuries and their goaltending hasn't been great in Colorado, but there's other teams that are starting to come back to earth. The Flames are on a 3 or 4 game losing streak now. Utah has been struggling, so a lot of teams are flipping now.
yeah, I mean Makar's tied for first in points in the league, which is nuts.
It's crazy. Who's he tied with?
Mark Stone.
Mark Stone,
And then
Vegas Golden Knights.
yep, and then Nate and Kaprizov are next. Then it
Stone
kind of
will be
goes.
on the IR, the long-term IR here pretty soon, though. He's got to create some cap space for the Golden Knights.
Who do they have someone out that's coming back, or are they sitting kind of in a decent spot right
I,
now until the
I want to
deadline when they
say
want to pick someone
they're
up?
pretty healthy right now.
Yeah.
They got Robin Leonard on the long-term injured reserve, but he's in a whole other whack of problems there.
Yeah, that's interesting that they don't have one of their top guys out for right now. I mean, until the deadline, then someone's going down and they're going to pick somebody up. But
Yeah. Maybe that's Colorado's plan. They'll bring Landeskog in for the playoffs and all the other 6 or 7 guys they got injured. They'll bring Nichushkin back in,
yeah, I would like to
but their
see.
their roster's looking pretty slim right now.
I would love to see Landy back. Like, I think that guy deserves another couple years. I mean, he's always been a fan of him. Sucks that he's had to deal with these injuries for how long
He's
now?
still
Like
pretty
3 years.
young too. Is he even
Yeah,
30 yet? He was the youngest captain, I think, in history.
it's 31. 31. He's a 92. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he comes back. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully he comes back and it doesn't bother him, continue to bother him, or it doesn't send him back out. I think that's a big thing too. Is when he does come back, if and when he does come back, is the re-injury likelihood. Hopefully it's not high and he can still perform at the level that he was before. Did you see any of the Yankees World Series, Yankees Dodgers?
I didn't really watch much of the games, obviously, because they're so late here, but watching some highlights, watching some crazy fans like pull the
Oh, dude.
baseball out of gloves. Like it sounded like it was just hilarious.
Did you see Gronk go on online, like on his I think was it on his podcast, or it was either on his podcast or on an interview. He was like, "Yeah, I went to university with that guy. He was on the hockey team. He was my buddy." I was like, "Of course he was
He's
a
like the
hockey
hockey
player."
guys are beauties, but I could definitely see him doing that. Like that's
Yeah.
totally him. But he was like playing solid D. Like he was literally doing whatever he could to get that ball out and make it a foul ball. Obviously, Betts like caught it clearly. And they're like holding on to his wrist and yanking the glove open. And it's just
Yeah.
like, oh man, that's a dedicated fan right there.
Yeah, insanity. All the comments online were just like, "Of course that was Gronk's buddy."
Yeah.
Like,
Half the people were like, that guy needs to go to jail. Like that guy needs to get kicked out.
all
I
the
mean,
Dodgers
that's those
fans.
fans' jobs over there. Like they
Yeah.
kind of have to play a little D if they can.
Yeah, I mean those Yankees fans are another breed too. Like I've been a Yankees fan since I was young, but like actual New York Yankees fans are another breed of sports fan.
So you're happy or you're not happy with the Dodgers win then.
No, I'm heartbroken and
Tough.
frustrated and pissed. Yeah, it was a really tough one. 15 years since the
They
Yankees have been in
they
the
just
World Series.
collapsed. They had a few innings where they just pop fly, miss, a couple bad defensive plays, and I think Judge kind of cooled off a little bit during the series, right?
Yeah, it's that last game. I mean, it's. I mean, I know in baseball, it's you could score more runs and like if you're up or down a certain amount of runs, like you can get right back in it depending on like if you have bases loaded or whatever, just how baseball works. But I mean, 5-0 halfway through the game, and then you have those errors, and it just
Oh
costs you
man,
costs you
that
six runs.
hurts.
Like yeah,
And that first game, that guy had the walk-off home run and just like dropped the bat, like
yeah,
so sick. But
first time in World Series that happened.
tough to be a Yankees fan watching some of those plays.
Yeah, and it would have been the first time in World Series history too that there would be a game 6 after going down 3-0. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so
So they really blew it. Wow.
both sides had a chance of making history, but only the Dodgers ended up making it, which is tough. But I mean, they've got a good team. I know every Yankees fan was hoping when Shohei Ohtani went down with the injury that it was going to affect them and maybe have a little bit of an outcome on the series or a bigger effect on the series, but didn't really seem to. So I mean, they won. Did you see what
Yeah.
happened in LA after though?
No.
Dude, they started burning the city down. It
Jeez.
was
That's
nuts.
like Vancouver Canucks, but Vancouver Canucks lost.
Yeah, like it was. LA is just a completely different world right now. It's like the video that I saw, people were riding throughout the streets. There was this bus, like a city bus. It was all it was all graffiti. There was like smoke coming out of it. It ended up on fire. Ended up lighting other buildings on fire. It looked like an apocalypse in downtown LA. Like it was
Jeez.
insanity.
Like when was the last time the Dodgers won?
I feel like it was only a couple years ago.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it was 2020. The last time they won in 2020, they acted like it was like the Leafs 65 years, 70 years since they won a
Yeah,
championship.
I would be okay with Toronto, celebrating that hard, but if you just won 3, 4 years ago, geez.
Yeah, like you would think Toronto would do that after they lose to Boston every year, but
Boston's in shambles right now.
yeah, I mean that's the NHL's in a weird spot. Like there's teams that you expected to be killing it, and there's teams that you expected were going to be kind of bottom tier it's just they flip flopped. It feels like.
Swayman got pulled last night. They lost 8-2, I think, to Carolina.
That's tough. That's your team though.
Yeah, I like the Canes. I think they're gonna be a really good regular season, and then when it comes to the playoffs, probably shut it down again. But
Flames cooled off a bit. They started
yeah,
4-0, 5-0, 4-0, and then kind of lost like five of the next six. It looks like
they sent
something like that.
Coronado down, and now they haven't had a win since.
Yeah, I have no. Their streak is 4 losses right now. I don't know why they would send Coronado down. Seemed like he was having a really good start to the year.
They're like,
He's
oh,
he
we're doing too good. We need a high draft pick. Let's send one of our best guys down.
Yeah, let's send the prospect that everybody's wanted to see play for us for 3 years. Let's just send him right back down. In fact, Wolfie's doing too good too. We'll send him back down to the A as well.
Yeah, might have to.
What do you think about that Hagens kid that's projected to go first? Boston College. Have you seen
He
much of him
looks
yet?
nasty. I've just seen a couple clips, probably the clip that everybody sees where he's just like skating around the whole ice with his head up,
Yeah.
doesn't look at the puck once. Um, I think that guy's going to be a good pick. So San Jose's really going for him. They lost their first 9 games in a row, although they've
Yeah.
won like 3 straight since then. But they got a good chance. I thought Columbus was going to have a good chance. They're like actually been a good team this year.
Yeah.
Um, Calgary, I'm hoping they need a guy like that. They need a real true like top 3, top 5 pick for a prospect. But um, I don't know. Maybe Anaheim. They're not looking too great right now. Who's going to get them?
Yeah, Anaheim's a weird one to me because they like on paper, at least to me, they have a pretty good. Maybe it's just because everyone's still young, but they have a pretty good line of prospects that I feel like in the next couple of years they have to turn it around.
Yeah, at some point that core is going to take a step, and they're going to be 24, 25 years old, and hopefully it's not just a bunch of skill guys and not turning into a winning team like Arizona was. But if they can build around that group, add in some veterans, figure out their goaltending situation, I think Anaheim's gonna be good.
Yeah, and it would be interesting to see what happens with Zegras too. Like
Yeah, I think he's gone.
you think he's gone? Where's he going? We talked about this. I think at the start of the summer, we were hoping he was going to come to the Flames, or I was hoping he was going to come to the Flames. But where do you think he goes?
He just needs a change. I'd love to see him go to Montreal and play with Caulfield. Like
Yeah,
Montreal's brutal. They just keep adding guys and find ways to lose every game. So they're going to be looking for that first overall pick too this year.
they're ahead of Boston, or
Are they?
I guess they're tied with Boston. They're both 4-6-1.
That's not too bad. I mean, still playing. It's still early, I guess.
Yeah,
Playing 500 hockey is not that bad.
Florida's at the
It's just,
top. I mean, Winnipeg's on a roll.
yeah, they've been hot. Hellebuck.
Who they just had their streak broken. I thought they were going to start 10-0.
Yeah, I think Toronto beat them.
Yeah,
Toronto's looking better. Stolars is having a good start.
yeah. Toronto doesn't really have a goal either. Hey,
No, I don't. It's gonna be a kind of a tandem thing. I don't know if they have two or three, like number two or number three goalies, but they might be able to figure it out.
I wonder how everyone's going to perform after the Halloween parties that were this weekend or this past week.
Yeah, any good costumes?
I saw a few. I mean, I know I didn't see what Brady Kachuk went as this year, but he's always dressing up as like the Joker or something from Marvel. It seems like, eh?
Oh yeah, so he's Ottawa. I think he was Anchorman. There was like five of them. It
Oh,
was actually really good.
nice. I saw a couple of the guys from the Kings, like Byfield. They all went as NWA, and
Oh
Jerry,
yeah,
yeah, like Ice
that's
Cube and
pretty
Dre
good.
and those guys. That was pretty sick. The best Halloween costumes around the sports world. Let's see. I don't think this is just hockey, but you see, I think Line just went as like a pumpkin. Sissons and his wife went as Chucky and Chucky's bride, or Bride of Chucky. Kubel and his wife went as he was a bee. Oh, they dressed the dogs up too. They dressed their baby up as a little bee.
That's unreal.
I think she was. Yeah, his wife was the beekeeper. His kid, and his dogs were all bees. David Kampf was a wizard. Oh, it was Harry Potter. Oh, that's a good one. So David Kampf and
Harry
his wife
Potter.
were he was Dumbledore. She was Professor McGonagall, and his kid was Harry, and the dog was dressed up as well. I think he was probably Hedwig or something. Halloween's my favorite holiday. I don't know about you, but what'd you guys do? What'd the team get up to on your side for Halloween?
Yeah, for us, we it was just kind of a Sunday break in our schedule. We kind of had a football sports spot that we went to, and me and my girlfriend dressed up as Peter Pan and Wendy, and then the three buddies that are in town. Well, Abby's brother and a couple of his buddies were in town, and we dressed them up as the Lost Boys, so
Nice.
the Peter Pan style, and then the dogs had little sheets over their head as like ghost costumes, and we put the eyes and got some good pictures of them out in the leaves and stuff. So, but yeah, it was a pretty fun little Halloween party. Nothing too crazy.
That's awesome. How were the football games for you guys? Were you guys putting some money down, or you guys are in fantasy too? How's your fantasy
We're
team
all
doing?
fantasy, so guys are basically just watching players, and I think my team, me and Freddie, we're co-GM, so we lost this week, and but one of our players just got traded, Dante Johnson from Carolina Panthers. He just got
Mm.
traded to Baltimore, I think. So I'm hoping that gives him a little boost.
Yeah, my Panthers aren't doing too well.
I think can't bet on the Panthers anymore. Can't bet on the Flames.
Put all the money on the Hawks.
Did they win last night? I feel like Bedard's been kind of hot and cold.
They
He
lost.
hasn't.
Oh, they lost against San Jose. That's a tough one.
Ooh, that's not ideal.
That is
Yeah,
not
San
ideal
Jose's
at
hot
all.
right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Bedsy had a point.
Yeah,
No,
he's. I thought
pretty
he'd
sure it's
be
okay.
his second year. He'd be really dominating off the start of the season.
Yeah, I don't know who
Caulfield's
he's
got
been.
10 goals in 11 games,
Yeah,
although their team sucks.
Caulfield's on fire.
He's
Caulfield's
on pace for 70.
It seems like Gunther cooled off a little bit, but Cooley got his first goal. I don't know if we talked about that last week, or I think that was on the stream we talked about it. But man, that kid can buzz. Caulfield can buzz. I think it'd be cool if Zegras went to Montreal, played with Caulfield. Those guys are best friends. And then if they somehow ended up with Hughes, All the boys will be back together again.
Back from their under 18 World Junior days.
Yeah, exactly. A quick break to hear from our brand new presenting sponsor, wins.io. To sign up, all you got to do is enter your email, enter your password, and use our promo code AAS to get an exclusive no deposit offer and get 50 free spins on Gates of Wins. Again, that's the bonus code AAS for Athlete Artist Show. You get 50 free spins on Gates of Wins. Your max winnings is $100. Your turnover wager requirements is 40 times. Minimum deposit required for withdrawal verification, and general terms apply. What stands out with Wins? All promotions come with no wagering, and they reward players up to 35% on daily and weekly basis in terms of cashback and rakeback. The loyalty program is called Wins Up, and users can read more about it at wins.io/winsup. That's WINZUP. Again, use our promo code AA Show on sign up and get 50 free spins on Gates of Wins. And now back to the show. Chuck, you got some NFL picks for this weekend? We're actually let's talk about we have a new presenting sponsor, or a new sports betting casino sponsor, wins.io. That's where we're going to be streaming and making all our picks on from now on. Pretty sweet slate. We're going to stream this weekend, go over it, but let's get into some of the US football here, some NFL.
Yeah, the game last night was kind of tough. I had the Texans over the Jets, but the Jets pulled one out of nowhere. So that was disappointing for me, but I think there's some good games on the slate this weekend, actually. What are you looking at right now?
I mean, I see Carolina over the Saints.
They might actually have a chance against New Orleans.
Yeah, that could be an interesting game. Carolina's 3.5 on the money line, just over. So I mean, they're still big underdogs for the game.
Yeah, that's probably like a coin flip for me. Washington against New York. You got to think Washington pulls that one out.
Yeah, the Giants are 2.6 on the money line. Some good bets here. Or some good games here, I should say. What else we got? NCAA this weekend too. There's some big games for NCAA.
Who's your college team? SC?
Yeah, SC. Yeah. I like Tennessee too, just because I spent some time in Nashville, but which is funny because Nashville's a very big UT fan base, even though UT's in Knoxville and Nashville's got.
Oh yeah, so that's probably like an hour away or something.
I think 2 or 3.
2 or 3 hours away.
Yeah, and then but Nashville's got Vandy, who's they're usually pretty bad, except they beat who was it, Alabama or Georgia earlier this year, which was a gigantic upset.
That is a big upset.
I remember the Vandy fans ripped the goalpost out of the ground, out of the field, and carried it all the way to Cumberland River, like down Broadway, threw it in the river. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think they had a piece of it at the Nashville Predators game too.
Yeah. Crazy. The
Preds are kind of turning around, actually.
Yeah, which is nice to see. It's nice to see that Stammer's kind of, I mean, he's not really getting going yet, but hopefully he's starting to settle in after that goal he scored. I think it was last week he finally scored, but
I think they play Colorado tomorrow. I want to see Nashville win that game while Colorado's still banged up. So we got some bets on wins.
Yes,
and we're going to do a little casino stuff on Telegram, right?
I think so. That's what they were mentioning before, because they have a brand also wins. It's called Playgram. It's just like a
Playgram.
Like you said, yeah, the Telegram version of their casino. I'm not sure if there's casino games or if it's just sports bets, but we'll kind of get into all that throughout the next month with them and hopefully beyond that. But yeah, right now we're gonna definitely do wins.io. We're streaming Saturday or Sunday. Chucky, when's what day are you?
Yeah, I play Sunday, so we'd have to do the stream Saturday.
Sweet. So Saturday tomorrow, we'll do the stream, play around on wins a little bit, and we'll go through how to set up an account, how to make your bets. All these sites are relatively similar, but they have some differences, and we'll go through. But a lot of cool stuff on here. They've got Crash. We're gonna have to see if they have like a mines on here, Chucky.
Yeah, that's our game.
Oh, they do. They have a couple of different mines, it looks like.
Play some mines. I like that they give you the option to do crypto too and to use Telegram. that'll be kind of sweet.
Yeah, the Telegram one will be really interesting, especially on like the crypto side, because
Yeah.
Telegram's huge for crypto users. But yeah, it'll be awesome.
And
Thanks to
crypto's
Wins.
buzzing right now. Bitcoin just hit $100,000 Canadian for the first time ever.
Oh, I thought you were about to say US. I was like, what? When the
Not
hell did
US, I
that?
wish. Maybe if
Holy.
Trump gets in, it'll get to over 100 US.
Yeah, I wonder the elections this week. I mean, our partners at Rumble are gonna have a lot of election coverage. I mean, we don't have a say in it, so we don't have a vote, so we're not gonna go too deep into it. But our partners are gonna be covering it if that's your thing for all of our U.S. listeners or even our Canadian listeners that are interested to see what happens. Rumble's gonna have a ton of coverage from different podcasts, different shows. They're super into it. So yeah, if you're looking for election coverage on election day, November 5th, go check out Rumble. And yeah, we'll see what the outcome for crypto is afterwards. Hopefully we get something that's booming. But it would be nice to have the crypto game back rolling again. Like 2 years ago. I always think about 2-3 years ago now when we were just balls deep into crypto, having all these different meme coins pop up all the time. It was so much random shit like Mongoose. There's how many different Flokies were there. There's I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I still have my Floki. It's
do you?
been doing pretty good since Doge has been doing well. Now that Elon is like kind of rumored to be basically part of the government if Trump gets in as well.
Oh yeah. I'm sure the Elon coins will be booming if that happens.
Yeah.
That'll be funny. Do you know what Elon's gonna be in the government? I didn't realize he like actually accepted a position or was gonna be in a position. I thought he was just supporting.
They're gonna basically cut the budget as everywhere they can. They're calling it the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. So he's just probably gonna, I don't know how many people work for the American government. I think it's like 3 million or something. It sounds like he's just gonna like do what he did in Twitter and just clean up everything.
Oh boy. Well, that'll be interesting. I'm sure that'll have some backlash again on Elon, but he's used to it. He'll get through it. He'll be fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else in the sports world you want to cover, Chucky?
I'm excited to the four nations. That's coming up
Oh
in
yeah.
a couple months, I guess. But I'm sure teams will start getting announced. Canada is gonna have some sick lines. I don't know about their goaltending, but
Yeah.
did we talk about the jerseys yet?
I don't think we have talked about the jerseys. No. Have you seen them? What do you think?
I like Sweden's jersey, but not a huge fan of the Canadian one.
Yeah, the Canadian one's interesting. I don't mind the leaf in the middle, to be honest, like how it says Canada, but I'm not a huge fan of the lines, like the striping.
Yeah, it doesn't need it. Just keep it simple, I think. Doesn't need the
Yeah,
stripes.
it does kind of give it a little bit of like a heritagey kind of look. I don't mind the stripes on the sleeves because that's kind of like a classic Team Canada thing, but the USA ones are just basic as ever. Like I feel like a 5-year-old could design those.
Yeah, I think Sweden's are the best for sure.
Sweden's are sick. I feel like the Swedish and the Finnish ones are pretty similar to their normal jerseys. Like the Swedish ones are pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, they kept it classic for sure. They don't change the jerseys much.
It's weird that they can't use the normal Team Canada logo, like the Hockey Canada logo, for international competition. Do you know why that is?
Yeah, maybe they just don't have the rights or double I. It's not a double IHF event, so it's all through the NHL. So they kind of
But
got to
like,
make up their own
but Sweden has the
style.
same jersey. Like Sweden has the 3 crowns. It's basically
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
And
don't know why Canada wouldn't be able to do the classic logo.
the Sweden one, like it's their new colors too, which is like that darker blue, which is pretty
Oh
sick.
yeah, yeah, I like that. Any surprise guys that are their names are kind of getting thrown around? I saw like Tom Wilson might make the team. Mitch Marner's kind of on the bubble. Who else we got? Adam Lowry, they were saying. Sam Bennett, like a lot of interesting names floating around for that Canadian team.
Yeah, Tom Wilson's a crazy one, I think. I
I
mean,
saw Darnell Nurse too. I'm like, Are we really going there?
That's crazy. I mean, man, I can't really see Nursey getting picked for this. Like Makar, Doughty, I mean Bouchard. If you're gonna pick anyone from the Oilers, I think. Um,
Yeah.
Morrissey from the Jets. Like, what do you think about? I see Owen Powers' name floating around. What do you think about him?
Yeah. I don't watch Buffalo a whole lot, but you got to think he's a guy that can play a two-way game, big body. Um, they'll have lots of options on D. That's why I thought Nurse was a little bit surprising for me.
What about on forward? Do you think Bedard makes the team?
He's kind of a bubble guy as well. I don't know if he's quite because is he going to play center? Is he going to play wing? Like you can maybe bring him as 13th forward, but like you're not going to probably play him much on the power play with all the studs you got playing the power play already.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him out there with like McDavid. It'd be cool to see
Yeah,
him out there with guys like that. Like
but then
either.
they're rumored like Hyman's probably going to play with McDavid, and he's got
Mm,
like 1 point in 8 games or something. I think he finally just got his first goal last night. So he's got to get going if he wants to make the Olympic team in 2 years or whatever it is.
Stammer, I think Stammer makes the team. I feel like Stammer has to be on Four Nations.
Dahmer's
Yeah,
a bubble guy too, I think.
really.
Because yeah, you look at the top three centers. The top three centers are McDavid, McKinnon, and Crosby. So
Yeah,
like, what are you gonna have for a fourth line? Like, would you have like an O'Reilly, or would you have like Adam Lowry, or would you bring Stamkos? Because like those guys aren't fourth, or Stamkos isn't a fourth liner.
no. I mean, are any of these guys really fourth liners? It's the best of the best. Like, I don't think any of these guys are playing on the
That's
fourth
why you
liner.
got to bring one or two, like Tom Wilson or Sam Bennett. Kind of, I think it'll be cool to see the Nova Scotia line. That'd
Yeah,
be, I guess McKinnon would probably move to the wing with Crosby and Marchand. Be a good
yeah.
line.
And did you see what when the reporters asked McDavid about who should captain or if Crosby should captain?
Yeah,
He's like, yeah. Like, why wouldn't he?
automatic. I mean, yeah, he's got 3 cups. He's got a
Yeah,
couple
couple gold
gold
medals.
medals in the World Championships, Olympics. Like
Yeah,
he's kind of won everything. What
yeah.
is what has McDavid won to this point? Although he's the best player in the world.
It's got to be Crosby, I think. And it's funny because I was never a big Crosby fan growing up. Like, obviously, I know he's a sick player, but I always thought he was kind of soft. And then he started kind of growing on me over the last like little bit as I grew up too. But yeah, it's the final roster will be interesting. Like, it's a lot of good guys that they could pick. Goaltending, like you said, though, is going to be a very very interesting thing. I think Binnington is like the only one that could be a sure thing. The others, it's
Yeah,
like there's not really any stud Canadian goalies.
maybe Aiden Hill and from Vegas, but
Yeah,
after that, yeah, I have no idea.
yeah, and Binnington's like hit or miss too.
Yeah,
Did you see he almost had another scrap the other night?
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was a little scrum, and he started skating out to center. I forget who it was against, but he started skating out to center. He was like, "You want it?" Like, kind of looking down.
He's not afraid to mix it up, or at least show it like he's going to. But
One thing that made me sad though is Marc Andre-Fleury, basically hinted that it was his last game he was ever going to play in Pittsburgh, um, which is tough to see. You know,
unless they meet in the playoffs, they'd have to meet in the Stanley Cup Finals. But I don't think
yeah,
that's gonna happen.
yeah. But I mean, Marc Andre Fleury is a fan favorite. I don't think there's a single hockey fan that doesn't love Marc Andre Fleury. I mean, the guy is just pure jokes in the locker room. He's always smiling. He's just out there because he loves to be there. Um, yeah, it'll be tough when he retires. I think maybe put him on the Four Nations roster. May as well.
Yeah,
Locker
get
room
him as
guy.
a third goalie as a locker room guy.
Exactly. I think that would be a perfect thing actually in his final year.
Yeah, for sure. He is a good guy.
That would be a major respect thing to do too. Like that would be pretty classy by Team Canada if they brought Marc Andre Fleury.
Yeah, they might do it. I mean, the other options are like maybe just go like really young guy for a third, but
Yeah.
It'd be like Skinner or somebody like that.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think that's it for me, Chucky. What else you got?
No, that's perfect. Thanks to our sponsor Wins, our new sponsor, and obviously Rumble keeping everything uncensored.
Yeah, keeping everything uncensored. Our numbers are doing well on Rumble. I think our numbers with Commodore last week, like we've been getting some good numbers from Commodore like that. I think that's one of our highest viewed on YouTube, maybe. A couple clips on TikTok have been blowing up, a couple 100,000 views, especially the NCAA North Dakota clip, which was funny. But yeah, thanks to Kami again for coming on next week. We're still going to be rolling out some clips from that podcast, but yeah, we'll get this up. It's Friday right now. We don't usually record on Fridays, but we're going to get this out tonight, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. You'll know that because you'll be watching at that time. But yeah. All right. We'll see you on the stream tomorrow around the same time, 11 o'clock Eastern, Chucky.
Yeah.
11 o'clock Eastern stream, Rumble. We will see you guys then.